guys, I'm Serena and this is Jess and we're from UTrain Online, and today we're going to go over a tutorial on how to properly do downward facing dog, because I see a lot of issues when I teach classes and I get a lot of questions from my students about what they're doing right or what they're doing wrong. So I like to start going over the hands, because the hands are on the floor, and once you're in the full position you will be weight bearing on your hands, which is not what we're really designed to be doing. So it's important that you get the hand to shoulder alignment correct first. So I'm going to have Jess go ahead and do a tabletop position for me. So hands directly underneath her shoulders and knees directly underneath her hips. And she's already doing it here. If you can see, she's spreading her fingers nice and wide. She's gripping the mat with her fingertips and she's rooting down through her base knuckles here. So that are the knuckles right here that are close to the palm. And what that does is not only it activates the hand, but it activates the forearm to kind of help take the brunt of weight bearing. And then what I'm gonna have Jess do is firm her inner biceps towards one another. That's called adduction. And we're gonna roll the shoulders back so it's a slight external rotation so that she's not crunching up into her neck. She's gonna spread across her collarbone as well as her shoulder blades to give herself a nice open position. And then I'm gonna have her step back into a plank position while maintaining this really good, strong upper body. Now, lift your hips up high into the sky and press back. Good. So now the one thing we want to be mindful of here is that she continues to kind of open through the shoulders here, so she does have space in her neck. And I hear a lot in classes this concept of pushing your chest back towards your thighs. That's not really an ideal cue, because what often happens, I mean, Jess is very mobile, so this is not happening to her, but what happens to a typical yoga student who is tight in the upper body, the shoulder ends up internally rotating and creates a pinching sensation in the neck and also in the rotator cuff, which is not good at all. So we want to continue to create engagement here, lifting the forearms towards your fingertips. Yeah, did you see how much strength Jess just got there? And then firm the navel towards the spine. She's gonna come up high onto the balls of her feet. And while she's up there, I want her to tilt her pelvis up towards the ceiling. That's gonna create length here in her body, which is ideal. That is one of the points of doing a downward facing dog, is to create length. And now, keeping this length, she's gonna start to lower her heels towards the floor. Now, again, Jess is very flexible, so you'll see here that her heels touch the floor, but that will not be the case for everybody. That's not something you have to worry about. That is not the point of downward facing dog. So if you find, so just pretend like you're not that flexible and lift those heels off the ground. If you feel like you have a little bit of tightness here in your hamstrings, a little bit of tightness in the lower back, you can bring your knees into a slight bend and then start to push the heels back to get that grounding sensation that we want from downward facing dog. Firm the inner thighs and engage the outer glutes. And that's a really strong, supportive downward facing dog now. And that is the point. We want to create strength while creating length. How are you feeling, Jess?
I'm tired.
And that's the other thing. If you find that you are not working very hard in downward facing dog, something has gone wrong. This is not the easiest pose to do. Why don't you go ahead and drop your knees and take a child's pose. Good job, Jess. Thank you for joining us and taking a look at our tutorial. Hopefully this answers some of your questions. If you do have additional ones, you can feel free to post a comment on the video and we'll get back to you. And make sure you check us out on UTrain Online, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.